Hey, no namers, and those who will soon be nameless. You're listening to A Podcast Has No Name, the show that takes on the latest social issues, trends, and everything in between. I'm your co-host, Edward Leon Jasper.
And I am Spartacus, aka Matt Elam. Jump right into it.
Just jump right into it. Remember that one time we went to Vegas?
Yeah, for your bachelor's party.
For my fucking bachelor's party.
Mm-hmm.
We went there 5 months ago, I think.
Wow. It was in April, so almost.
What?
Wait,
wow.
No, 4 months, 3 months ago.
It seems so much longer than that.
Yeah, it's a little over 3 months.
It seems like so long ago because it was so horrible, and I just want to get it out of my memory.
Like Eraser with Arnold Schwarzenegger and the light-skinned African-American woman.
Was that movie called Eraser or Erased?
It was Eraser.
Oh, okay.
Vanessa Williams.
Oh, yeah, that light-skinned one.
Mm-hmm. I like them high and nice and high and yellow. Right, because picking.
My favorite part of that movie is, I think it's the last scene or the second to last. I don't know. Near the end where Arnold locks the guys in that limo. Uh-huh. And then the train comes and they're stuck on the tracks. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh no. And he's like, you just been erased.
He is the king of delivery, those corny ass one-liners, but they work with him.
They work so well.
Because my favorite line of his is on True Lies with Jamie Lee Curtis, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
True Lies.
And he's got the terrorist on the missile on the aircraft carrier. And the terrorist is like, oh. And Arnold Schwarzenegger looks down at him and he says, you're fired. And he fires off the missile, and it's a really corny scene with his eyes. But man, I went through an Arnold Schwarzenegger phase just for those corny one-liners.
They're perfect.
They're so perfect, and he's so serious.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it just juicy.
He absolutely takes his craft very seriously.
And I respect that.
Yeah. I mean, he's done everything that he's done, from bodybuilding to acting to being a governor.
Right.
He's been I'm actually going to do this for real.
Yeah, even to cheating on his wife. He put everything into that.
He made a son. He's like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to make something of it.
You might as well do it right,
And look at him now. So
Props.
All that to say, Vegas sucked. And there were just so many things that went wrong that I don't know. I just did not expect it to. Yeah. So how long were you there for? I think 5 days.
We were there for we left, I want to say on a Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Was it early Wednesday morning? And then we didn't come back until Sunday night, but it ended up being Monday in the AM because it was a red eye or something like that.
Yeah.
So
I called in for work that day. I said, I missed my flight, bitch. I'm not coming in.
Yeah, I took off Monday, but Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That is a good amount of time.
That's the first mistake. It was too much time.
Maybe it was too much time.
Oh my goodness. By day 3, I was like, I love being with you guys so much, but at the same time, I'm tired.
Yeah.
That went wrong. It rained the last 3 days that we were there. And everyone that you talk to about Vegas, they know it doesn't rain there. And of course, on our last 3 days, it rained. Which
can we just stress the fact that, there's all these songs about it doesn't rain in Southern California, and, the locals, like you said, it never rains here. And it rained for the majority of our trip.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that the worst part about that is that because everyone thinks that it doesn't rain here, when it does rain, nobody knows how to act.
Right.
It's just the whole city of Vegas shut down when it rained. It was the craziest thing. There was traffic out of this world. When it was sprinkling outside, traffic went up. It was so hard to find an Uber.
And was it? I thought Ubers were easy to come by.
Not when we were there.
Really?
Yes.
I don't remember waiting for Ubers for very long at all.
Oh, you know what it was? It wasn't that we had to wait for a long time for Ubers, but anytime it rained, the surge prices went up.
Oh, okay.
I saw a 5 times surge on Uber when it
I
rained.
remember that. I remember that. I remember you looking at your phone and you were exclamating, "Why is it going up so bad?"
I
But
never, even in rush hour traffic in New York City, the most I've ever seen is 2.3.
mm-hmm.
And to see 5%, like, that takes a $10 cab ride to $50.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. You know,
So, no.
um, but before we get
I
before
hear a Lilu all screaming over there.
oh god damn it, hold on one second. That fucking dance. And don't come back.
Arr.
I love you, Daddy.
Don't you love me?
Oh, you know what? You know what started the trip off bad?
What?
This is the thing that I give credit to ruining that trip. It was that fucking shuttle at the airport.
Oh, that's how we knew that we fucked up.
That's that. You know, we should have realized what was happening and taken charge because that set the tone for the whole trip right
You're
there.
so right. You're so right.
That was it.
Oh my god. So when we got to the airport, we were like, "Oh, we'll just take one of these shuttles because they'll just drop us off right to the hotel." An hour and a half later, we just leave the airport.
Yeah. Yeah, now we took the earliest flight possible, so we were there at the crack of dawn. Like we left the house at woke up at 3 a.m. You know, took the 6:30 a.m. flight to Las Vegas. So we got there around 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock Las Vegas time. So we were sitting there literally waiting on the shuttle for over an hour just to leave the airport.
It was insanity.
Yeah.
And then, we still sat on that fucking bus for like 40 minutes before
Right?
somebody else was like, "We need to fucking leave."
Right. right.
And I'm so glad he did. I should have tipped that guy. I'm
That's,
like,
we should have gave that guy the money because
Yeah.
he's the one that really did the work. If you think
Yeah.
about it,
Yeah, he really did. I mean,
God.
he might as well drove the shuttle himself.
you know, if he could sell backbones, he'd make a killing.
God, yes, wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah, I'd like to purchase a size 9 strength backbone, please.
And that's 9 out of 9, so I want the most back.
That'll be $6,000, bitch. Right
That's
here, sir.
easy.
I'm ready.
That's an easy investment to change
Yeah.
your life.
Oh my god.
Do you remember when we tried the $20 tip at the hotel?
That was the second strike.
That was the second fucking strike. I don't think we should say what hotel it was at, but there's this age-old myth of this thing called the $20 tip trick. And essentially what you do is when you are checking into a hotel in Vegas specifically, I think it works other places, but it's really famous in Vegas. If you put a $20 bill folded up between your ID and your credit card when you check in for the hotel, that it's supposed to signify like, "Hey, can you hook us up? And here's your tip." We tipped that bitch $40,
Yeah.
and it didn't work.
Did she do anything for us?
I don't know if it worked.
I don't think it did because we had a regular ass room,
Regular.
kind of like at the Fountain Blue. You know, it's like the shower's nice, the toilets are nice, but I'm still paying an outrageous price for this.
Okay.
And
I see where you're going, but I disagree. But go ahead.
yeah, and that was my whole thing with the whole hotel, but we'll touch on that later, and we'll stick on the $20 tip for now. But yeah, I expected a lot more, maybe a balcony at least.
Maybe a balcony. I think the problem is that I don't know. They can only do what they can do, and when I did look for better quality rooms at this hotel, I didn't see any for our weekend, and so I don't know if she could have made that happen, but I also don't know if she tried.
I see.
Because she slid us the $20 back, like it was like she's like, "I don't do this." Like she slid it back to us, and I was like, "Bitch,
Yeah.
Are
Yeah,
you gonna take this?
it like when you say Vegas, you don't think about anything being awkward. It's kind of like you. I felt like I could just walk down the street and be like, "Who the fuck has some weed?" And then
Yeah,
somebody would just come out of the woodwork and be like, "Yeah, I got you, bro." Which that actually did happen when we were
that
walking
did
down the street.
happen. Yeah,
But with this whole hotel thing, and we slid her the money, it was like she made me feel dirty. It's
she made me
like,
feel dirty.
how you gonna make me feel dirty in Vegas? First off, and secondly, for trying to give you money.
Right. It was
Maybe
like she wasn't about it.
she wasn't. Maybe she was new.
She could have been new, and all the blogs specifically say, hold back and wait for something, wait for someone experience.
Okay.
So I don't know. I just don't know. It was just not good. But I think, in all honesty, like so many things went wrong for this trip, and I feel like I have a good vision on how I would do it right.
Amen. Amen. So, do you want to jump into your vision?
I think you should start.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
So, my biggest qualm about our Vegas trip, which I've been very vocal about it, was the hotel that we stayed at.
Mm-hmm. You've been very vocal about it, yeah.
From Jump Street, because this is the way my mind works. Is a hotel serves one purpose and one purpose only, and that is for shelter. It is literally just a bed. At the real expensive hotel we stayed at, we didn't have free anything. They had a free newspaper, but who the fuck reads a
And
fucking
honestly,
newspaper?
did you ever find the newspaper?
I didn't see that. Actually, I did see it on the table, right next to the elevators. I saw them, and I was like, I saw them, and I said we should probably read one of those because that's our free amenity, but I didn't.
It wasn't a free amenity. We paid a resort fee
You're right. We did pay a resort fee, so I should have picked it up just because.
and burned it in front of that lady who did not give us a $20 tip. Oh, this resort fee?
That's what we should have done. So, the resort fees, the high price for the rooms. My mentality going into this thing was let's spend as little amount as possible on the hotel, because let's face it, a hotel in Vegas is going to have to follow a specific set of guidelines. Just like any hotel, they're going to have to be a certain level of clean. They're going to have a certain level of service. It's Vegas. They're going to have a shuttle or some form of transportation. So my mindset was, instead of paying $250 a night for a hotel, which I don't think that's what we paid, let's pay $26 a night and then save that extra money so we can ball out. We can go see a show every single night, so we can gamble at the high rollers table, and that our experience will actually be enhanced because we're just going to sleep in the room. Because my whole mindset was, if we get an expensive room, we're going to feel like we have to do stuff in that hotel, which is what we ended up doing. We ended up hanging out at the room. We ended up going to all those restaurants in there and spending all the money at that specific hotel. So that was my biggest pet peeve about how I would redo Vegas. I would stay at not a dirty hotel, but a much more cost-efficient hotel. The Flamingo was also on Groupon. I always say the Hooters Hotel just because that one was literally the cheapest hotel I saw. But the Flamingo, that has a really good reputation. That one was maybe...
No, it does not. The Flamingo specifically. People talk about do not do that one and New York, New York.
Really?
Yes.
Well, I didn't hear that.
Well, I heard it ample times. See, this is why I don't do cheap rooms.
Well, this isn't your redo. This is my redo.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
So the second thing... Well, actually, I jumped right into the second thing. The first thing was, which I think we did an excellent job on, was the flight. Because a lot of times people will splurge on the flight over there. When you think about it, it doesn't matter how comfortable you are when you get there. You just want to get there. So we got some cheap ass Frontier Airlines tickets. The turbulence was wicked awesome. Yeah. But we made it. And we made it cheaply. So that one we get 5 stars for finding the cheapest flights to Vegas. The hotel, we get a half of a star. And that's all I got to say.
So that's how you would redo it.
That's how I would redo it. Is just pick a cheaper hotel, and the rest of the trip would have worked out.
Wow.
Literally, I'm looking on Groupon right now. The Harrah's Casino Resort, with a dining credit, $27.55 a night. So if we all would have split a room, which that was the other thing I said, just get 2 beds and we'll bunk up like bros. And $27.55 a night, we were staying for 4 nights. That would have been the price for the whole trip for the room. It's $27.55.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So that's my case.
You know, everyone is entitled to their opinion. I literally think the exact opposite for everything you just said.
Let's hear it.
Okay, first off, the flight. Are you kidding me? You just got there? Like, all my only thing is like I don't want to during that long ass flight, which I didn't realize how long that flight was. It's like 4-hour flight.
Yes.
4 almost 5 hours, and the turbulence was wackadaisical on your flight. My turbulence was chilleroni. I flew Virgin, and that's my first time flying Virgin. The check-in process super easy. They were so nice the whole time. It was a packed flight, but it was like super chill. My only complaint is that the Asian girl next to me kept farting.
Ew, wow.
I mean, literally, at one point I had to put the shirt over my nose.
Did you make a sound with your breath like so she would know that you were frustrated?
I didn't do that, but I felt like my shirt is like a universal symbol as like something smells.
Yes, it is. It is.
Now she also had her shoes off, so my thing is like
she was comfy.
She was very comfy, and I don't know. It's like which one are you? Which one is it? I don't know which one it is, but my shirt over my nose indicates
something's wrong.
Something's wrong, and it's coming from you. That's my only complaint.
Did you have the window, the aisle, or the middle?
I had a window.
Okay. Ooh, man,
Yeah.
so you were trapped in there.
Which I always go for a window. You know, it's a little bit of a risk because you have to go pee. Then it's like, oh my god, I have to climb over 2 people.
Excuse me, sorry. Sir.
But if you're next to the window, you're like, you don't have to lean on anybody else. You know what I mean?
Correct.
You can just like lean on the window if you want to go to sleep. So I figured, you know, I always go for a window. I just don't drink anything beforehand. But you know, I did treat myself to a nice Bloody Mary on the flight. One of the best Bloody Marys I've ever had, to be completely honest.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it was like just from the can, but I don't know what can it was from, but it was good.
Okay.
So kudos to Virgin. Thanks for sponsoring this episode. And as far as the hotel goes, I mean, I'll be honest. Like, I feel like I would have done an even more expensive hotel.
No, stop.
Yes.
Stop it.
Yes. Because
What?
here is my reasoning for that.
Okay.
We stayed there for 4/5 days. I would have said, absolutely not. We can stay here for 3 days max. Would have been my first adjustment.
Okay.
I would have stayed at a hotel on the strip.
Yes.
Okay. I would have stayed at one of the major hotels.
Like the Hooters Casino?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Like what? The Monte Carlo?
Like an MGM Grand. Like
Okay.
an Aria.
Like the
Okay.
Caesars?
Like a Caesars.
Okay.
I would say at one of those because what I really realize is that if you're gonna be in Vegas, you need to be in Vegas, and you don't need to do it for long because for a lot of people they do it for 48 hours and that's it. I go there, I fly in, I stay there, I don't go to sleep.
Yeah, fuck sleep, man.
And I just party the whole time and then I leave.
Right.
Oh yeah, so there are 2 nights where I didn't go to bed.
Yeah.
One night I went to the strip by myself, and the other night I just stayed at my casino.
Which was fucked up.
Well, you guys all went to bed. It was like...
No, you went to bed first. Let's be clear. So the rest of us were like, well, it's his bachelor's party. I mean, what do y'all want to do? Well, the bachelor sleeps, so let's just go to bed too.
Wait, really?
Yes. Yes.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, okay. You were the first one to go to sleep, so everybody conjoined in our room, and you made it clear that you were tired and you were going to bed. So I went to sleep as well. Woke up in the middle of the night, saw you getting ready, thought nothing of it, went back to sleep, woke up again, saw you were disappeared. And I said, this bitch right here done disappeared on us in the thief of the night, and went
I
back to
don't.
sleep again.
But you did go to sleep.
I went back to sleep after you were gone, and I was like, I'll just wait for the story in the morning.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I do have a distinct
Uh-huh.
distinct memory
Uh-huh.
of you just being out of it the whole time.
Well, that first night I had a horrible headache. So that first night was absolutely just
It was
done.
out.
It was out for me.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, and then the rest of the time I was, like I was too sleepy slash inebriated to
Mhm.
even be coherent.
Yeah. It was rough. It was rough. So I think that in general, I stay shorter days. I would get one of those better hotels on the strip. I think I would try the $20 tip again at a bigger hotel.
Yeah, maybe.
I think I just would do one $20 tip for all the rooms.
Uh-huh.
If she was able to hook it up, then I would tip her more.
Hmm.
So that's what I would do differently there. Um, would I gamble again?
Of course you would.
Absolutely. Even though I came down, or I ended up in the negative
Hmm.
horribly.
Hmm.
Okay. I had so much fun doing it.
It was incredible.
It was incredible. I had so many highs. I had so many lows. I mean, you talk about chasing the dragon. The perfect time to chase the dragon is in Vegas.
Yes.
It's so much fun.
Yes.
We went to some amazing shows. I saw Cirque for maybe my third time, like
Now,
in life, and it was amazing.
was that your first time seeing that one? The
It was my
Zumanity?
it was my first time seeing Zumanity,
Okay.
and that was hot.
It was awesome.
That was hot, 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 hot. I loved it.
Hot, hot, hot.
I everything else was fun, and we went to some great restaurants. I think that we like chilled enough. Um, all in all, like for the events that went wrong,
Hmm.
I think a lot of it was just being able to hang out with my best friends.
Yes, which is what saved the trip because at the end of the day, you really just want some bro time.
You just wanted some quality bro time with uninterrupted bro time is the
Yeah.
key.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And that was the best part of it. It was like it didn't really matter what we were doing. It was just the people that we were with. It was all perfect. We got involved in some really like meaningful conversations. We
Oh
got to
man,
laugh. We got to cry, and that was probably the best part of it.
it was. You remember the politics conversation in the Hooters restaurant
That
in our hotel?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
That honestly changed my life, to be honest.
eye opener.
Yeah, yeah. It was. I don't know. I think I'll always be changed
Hmm.
from that conversation, and I think the main thing that changed for me was how ignorant I was to a lot of things.
Hmm.
I knew a lot of like topical information, but if I wanted to get like down into things, I couldn't really do it, and I was passionate a lot about a lot of the stuff that I was talking about, but I didn't have the facts to make a case
Mm.
for why what I was saying was the truth.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
So that
So
was okay. Go ahead.
a bunch of good stuff did happen while we were in Vegas, but we still feel like we didn't do it right.
I
Now,
didn't do it right.
I do want to say because you mentioned that we saw good shows. Now, what was your opinion on that drag show that we saw?
Oh my god. I think the drag show that we saw was a vision of old Vegas.
Okay.
To be honest,
Okay.
it was so dated. It was so lights and theatrics, but it wasn't good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Which is so disappointing. I fell asleep maybe twice during that show.
Damn. Okay.
Which, as a drag admirer
Mm-hmm.
and a one day amateur performer, hopefully,
Hmm.
I had high hopes for it. You know, the lady that we went to who sold it to the tickets to us was very convincing about this show.
Right.
Extremely. I thought that I was gonna get the world in a cup.
You
But
thought for a minute she wasn't just trying to sell you tickets.
I thought she was my friend.
Yeah, she got us.
She got us so good.
Now you say you want to do amateur drag. Who do you think your character would be? Who would you play? Would
I really don't know.
hmm.
I really don't know. I think part of me wants to do like a really emotionless, like corporate diva,
Uh-huh.
like really slicked back hair every single night.
Okay, I can see that. See, I was just thinking about musicians, like,
Oh,
but you're talking about characters, which that's opening my mind a little bit. So continue.
oh yes. I mean that's the key.
Okay.
Well, I guess this is different because the drag show that we saw, it was all about female, like famous female impersonation,
Right.
famous female impersonation.
Right.
But I think in the real world of drag, it's just about female impersonation. So,
Period. Okay.
period, and it's just like female, like, and it's really like for the most part a stereotypical female
Mm.
um, character. So there is like a corporate diva, there is a fashion girl, there is um, a comedy queen. You know what I mean? Like, there's a horror girl who does
Uh-huh.
like, there's a scream girl. There's like, they all fit like the same persona, but like the idea of it is like, if you are a corporate girl, then every time someone sees you, you're like wearing, that outfit, like you convey that emotion.
Yeah. And I appreciate you explaining it because I know I asked you that when we were in Vegas. I was like, so what's the history behind this? Because there's not a lot of education on drag, and speaking from a straight man's perspective, it can be kind of alarming to the eyes when you first see it.
Hmm.
So I really appreciated you telling me, this has been happening since the ancient Greek days, and then now as you start to explain things more, it makes more sense, and I feel like I understand it, so I can accept it more. Not that I didn't accept it before, but I I'm more interested in it now.
Right. Drag is actually really interesting. Um, I'm gonna try to find something up really quick
Yeah, do that, do that.
because the drag is actually an acronym for something,
Oh.
and I can't remember what it
And then
is.
while you're doing that, I will entertain our listeners with how to make the perfect Vegas trip based on our tips. So far, it seems that, you should only stay in Vegas for 2 to 3 days, first off.
Uh huh.
Now, we did I thought we were going to be on the strip, but when we got there, we figured out we were kind of off the strip.
We kind of off the strip, man. That bus kept driving. I said, "Were you supposed to turn back there or no?"
And, for the price we paid for the hotel, we could have paid less for an on the strip hotel that, like one
We
of
could
those
have.
that you mentioned earlier. So if you're gonna pay the money to go to Vegas, at least stay on the strip first and foremost. Like that's what you're in Vegas for, is the strip. So stay on the strip. What else do we have? Of course, you want to bring some money for gambling.
Bring
It's
money.
it's always good to have a set budget. Um, $200 I think is a good number for 2 to 3 days. It's a lot of wiggle room you could do. You're gonna drink free as long as you're playing the slots. So bring about $200 for gambling.
Yeah, I think that's an important key to remember is that you don't really need to pay for drinks uh, in Vegas, which I didn't really realize initially.
Me
But
neither.
if you're playing a game consistently, if someone comes around and they ask you if you want a drink, it's free. All you need to do is tip them. That's only if someone asks you. If you go ask them, you're probably gonna pay for it. But if they ask you, that means that they recognize that you're playing a game and that they want to reward you with a drink. So definitely do
Yes.
that. The rule of thumb for that is $2 per drink if you get it for free.
Nice. So you end up paying $2 per drink.
So you end up paying $2 per drink, but it's going towards the person who's also going to be giving you more drinks if they see that you're actually tipping them. So
right.
So that's that. You know what I would also say is
What's
that
that?
when it comes to finding a limit for how much you should spend, I think that you should realize that that money is already gone. If you say I'm going to spend $200 to gamble, then you're saying I'm going to spend $200 for nothing.
Right. Just act like you're shopping, like buying clothes or something. Like that
Clothes
money is
that
gone.
instantly burn.
Yes. Yes. Come to terms with it early.
Come to terms with it early because it ain't coming back. And also, I think what is another thing to think about when it comes to gambling is that gambling is a serious issue. And I personally saw how easily you could fall into
Didn't you?
that trap.
Oh, man.
Because what it really is that the symptoms are kind of that you lose money and you feel like I read it on like it was like a gambling self-help pamphlet that I saw in one of the stores or something while we were there, and I was like, okay, I'm not betting one more time. But it was essentially like when you lose money, you feel like you are entitled to that money, and so you feel like you need to prove to the house or like the slot machine or whatever that you earn this money and like you need it back.
Right.
So it's like a personal vendetta that you feel like you have to earn this money back. But I think that if you realize that you're not going to get it, you might just like not fall into that trap.
Yeah. I agree.
But I don't recommend not doing it. I don't recommend not gambling because that's part of the fun.
Absolutely.
So going back to drag, it's that it's actually not really an acronym, but in as early as the 1940s, they would say they would use the verb do drag, which essentially meant dress as a girl, and it was to describe male transvestism.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, drag's been around here for a while. It's been, I think, the first time it was actually like said as drag, or noted as drag was in the 1940s, but it's been around as early as the 18th century.
Okay. I think I told you, but Rebecca took me, because as I said multiple times, how much I love musicals. Which, by the way, there's a Willy Wonka musical coming to New Smyrna Beach at the end of the July, so I will be there. But she took me to see a musical one time, and she asked me the question. She was like, "Are you open-minded?" I said,
"What you mean open-minded?" Exactly.
I said, "Do you know me? Yeah, I'm open-minded. Fuck yeah." And so she's like, "Okay." And so we went to a performing arts center. She didn't tell me what we were seeing. When we got there, it was a play called I don't remember the name exactly, but it was Priscilla. I remember that was the name. It was Priscilla,
Queen of the Desert.
Yeah,
yeah,
Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
And
I had no clue what it was, and I was taken aback by it, but I enjoyed it thoroughly. And that was it wasn't completely drag, but it was about drag.
Right. It's about drag. It was actually a movie in 1994.
Guy Pearce or somebody? Guy Ritchie? Guy Pearce or Guy Ritchie?
I don't remember.
I want to say Pearce.
Guy Pearce.
Okay.
Yep, Guy Pearce. Yep. Wow, interesting. He does not look good. Oh, wait. Yes, he does. Wow.
And Hugo Weaving, who played Agent Smith in The Matrix.
Wow, no way.
Yep.
That is him. Yeah, all in all, Vegas sucks.
Pretty much. To sum it up, man.
I
think we should go back there with Frankie and Rebecca. I think it'll be a different experience.
I would love like a family time trip with them.
Yeah.
It would be different because we wouldn't be doing half as much stuff.
Right.
No, I think actually what it would be like a really wholesome time.
Yeah.
But in a fun way.
And they would plan everything.
Yeah, sure.
So we could sit back and kind of be the delinquents.
Yeah.
Which is what I enjoy being.
Oh my God.
And
Absolutely.
then they can be, the goody goodies and plan everything and, not do any drugs or alcohol.
Yeah. I think that was the problem, is that we did a lot of drugs and alcohol. So it was like, well, wait. I think that we drank a lot of alcohol there. And like everyone in our group drank a lot. So it was like, no one's going to plan anything because we're just having fun just doing this.
Precisely.
So yeah. But all in all, I think it was good.
I think it was good, man.
I think it was a great time.
I think it was good. It was a learning experience, which, hey, if we didn't go to Vegas, we wouldn't have learned anything. Mm-hmm. So at least we went.
That was the most important thing about it, because I've wanted to go to Vegas since I was like, I don't know, like a kid.
Me too.
For some reason, I just always wanted to go there.
Yep. Cross it off your list now.
I crossed it off my list. Would I do it again? Absolutely. But next time I go, it's just going to be a lot different. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a lot different.
Yes, it is.
I kind of would love to do like a week-long trip in California.
Ooh, yeah.
On the way back, do 2 days in Vegas.
Ooh, that sounds really good.
And then just, do it. I would like do California for a while, and then like on like a Friday morning, fly over to Vegas, do Friday morning to like Saturday afternoon, and fly home, and then have all day Sunday to just like recuperate, and then go back to work on Monday. So I'm gonna try that next.
I'm gonna hold you to it.
Okay, you guys are gonna come too.
All you no-namers, come along.
Oh no! I meant you and Rebecca.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Then no-namers can listen in when we talk about that next Thursday.
Yes. They can listen, and that'll be all.
That'll be it.
That will be all, no-namers.
All right, guys. We will talk to you guys on Thursday, where we'll be talking about something completely different, because a podcast has no name.
Yep. If you want us to talk about something specific, you're going to have to email us and send us your topics.
I'm not even going to yell at them again, because I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of it. If you want us to talk about something, I don't know, email us. What, we're supposed to read your mind?
You know when you sit in front of the TV and you yell at the TV because they're not talking about what you want to talk about? Well, now is your chance.
Now's your chance. We are your TV. Yell at the email.
Yell at the email. Tell us what you want to speak about, and we will.
And we will. Until next time, guys.
Toodaloo.
Bye.